This video will show you how to rack mount an UPS without yapping the Swedish way. Have you tried turning it off and on again? We will start with a bit of unboxing. Here we can see a new UPS that has arrived. It's an APC SMT1500 volt amperes 2-unit model. So I'm gonna follow the middle instruction here when installing it. Here are some power extensions cord. I think also there's a USB cable and an Ethernet cable in there. This is the front panel. Doesn't look damaged. All good so far. And here is the box open and the UPS looks okay, so let's continue unboxing. Put everything here on the ground so we can see what's included. Installation guide is over here. The extension for the power, USB cable, mounting racks, front panel. These are the railings with some screws and washers included. And here is the unit itself with the battery not connected. Let's go to the back side. Here's some fans, 4 power out and 1 power in, some Ethernet and USB. This is the installation guide up close with the mounting brackets and the screws for it. Here we have the unit and the fastening on the left side, so there are quite some holes. And here I have fastened the right side as I want it in my case. We are now on site and this is the rack that I'm going to install it in. This is the instructions for installing the railings. And this particular version that I'm using is the 2 units, so it's gonna cover 6 holes, but we are only going to fasten the railings in 2 of these 6 holes for the front side. These are the railings, they look good. They have a nice wide edge, so it supports the unit very good. So in front we are going to have 6 holes, and on the back there is 3 holes. Here we can see the other side. They are very sturdy, so I'm very pleased with how they look and how they feel. These are the screws and the washers that we are going to put the railings into the rack. We are now mounting the railings, and you can see they are fastened from the inside, so you put the rail inside of the rack rail. Here I have fastened the right side, so you can see I'm using the middle of each unit, so middle of 9 and middle of 8 in my case. Let's also fasten the left side here with one hand. But they're fitting quite nice, so there's no problem. We are now on the back side, and the same goes here. The railings are going to be inside the rack. And 3 screws, 1 in each hole. Back to the front, and it's now time to slide in the UPS. It's quite heavy, but quite favorable height for me, so I can have it on my knee and then just slide it in. Give it a tap. So this is how it looks. Here we can have 2 screws on the right side. And here I fastened the left side screws and also the right hand screws. There's not too much force pushing the UPS units, it's mostly so it's not sliding back and forth. This sticker has some instructions about connecting the battery. It's not that hard, but has to be done. Let's start by removing the sticker. And here we can see the big connector and the loop that is used to put it out. Just give it a pull and connect the connector into the battery. And make sure that you have the loop ready if you're going to do, for example, a battery replacement. The front panel is going on after this, so let's put the loop nice and dandy like this. And now it's time for the front panel. Looks very clean. And there's no special tricks about fastening it. It's one on each side that has to slot in the holes on the sides. I usually start with the right side where the panel is and just slot it in. Give it a smack, and that's it for the panel. We are now on the back side and it's time to connect the power. So let's start with the incoming power. And in my case, I'm going to connect first a power cable for a switch and then 2 power cables for a server. One tip, if you have a similar case like me, is to drag the power cables on the outside of the railings, because if you want later on maybe to put in more units, the power cables are not in the way. So just like this, slide them on the outside and up. And recommended usually is to have the UPS on the bottom, because it's very heavy, so the weight is in the bottom of the rack. So here you can see all the power is plugged in that I'm going to use. There's not too much power cables in the way if I want to put in more units. Let's go to the front side. The unit starts up. There's no power on button for the unit itself, but there is a power button for the output. So we're going to go for the guide. Select the language, enter, enter. You can select how the power quality is in your area, and that is how much the battery are going to fluctuate when it's going to activate. And then you can also set the date if you want with the arrow keys here, and then just enter. So that's not much setup indeed, it's just as easy as that. And when you press the power button now, the UPS will go into a self-test. So we are going to see the self-test should pop up. Yeah, here it is. And it passed. Now I'm going to start the server, or actually Synology backup NAS. Here it's starting up. I thought you guys wanted to have some revving. Here's the switch. And we should see some load on the UPS right now. That's it. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. And yeah, take care guys. Bye bye.